A little different beginning. Today I was on silence, so we're being a little quieter. Welcome.
Oh, I'm getting used to this new rhythm. Well, good morning, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. There's a lot of faces that I haven't seen in a while that are returning today, and it's just absolutely lovely. I'm Marge Pearson, and I am here to welcome all of you here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. All of those of you that are actually here and those of you that are online. And we're so glad to have you here today. Our musicians today are Benny Yangco on the clarinet, and our special musical guest is Becca Palm. And our speaker today is Reverend Jim Boone, who's wonderful to listen to. I know this is about the third time for me to hear him, so it's going to be pretty fabulous. So let's take a moment to recognize all the wonderful souls who are helping out in the service today. We've got India Coy Grace, Ronald Edens, Susan Blake, Mona Williams, Sherry Gilliard, Rose Palmer, Taylor Webb, Tracy Klein, Casey Nicholson, and Jack Stevens. And we're so great for each and every one of you. So please see your program announcements for important information about all of the fantastic things that are happening here at CSL Tacoma. I just have to put a quick plug in. Bingo is coming. And for those of you that have not done bingo, it'll be our second one. It's hilarious. It's hilarious and fun. And it is just a great way to share in some community. So I do hope that you'll make it. I believe it's I think it's next weekend. So, is it? Yeah. So, oh man, I do hope you'll come. And I had never done bingo before until we did. No, I had never sat at a table long enough to play bingo. But I did last time, and I didn't win anything, but it's sure fun to watch everybody else. So I do hope you'll try to make it. For folks joining us online, please visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore the heading, What We're Up To. So today we have on platform with our practitioners Susan Blake and Angelina O'Connor will be doing High Watch remotely. So if you are new today and are comfortable raising your hand, please do so, keeping your hand up so we can say hello and give you a welcoming packet. Anybody? Okay, we got one. All right. Inside the packet, inside this packet is a Staying Connected card, and we invite you to fill this out and place it in the offertory plate later during the service. We also invite you to join us after service for refreshments and truly wonderful, authentic connections. So the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We awaken and embody an understanding of our oneness with Source and all of life. We are committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and the planet. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. And now it's time for our Minister's Moments with Reverend Drew Ebersole. Wow.
All right, good morning. How are we all doing today? Oh, I heard a little woot woot. All right, that's good. Plus, I love it when you get applause for doing nothing at all. Like, if you're new, it's like, welcome, yay. It's like, just take a little applause. That's brilliant. All right, take a deep breath in and arrive here. This is the place you are divinely appointed to be. We show up, we live, we open our eyes, we open our hearts, and we take in this thing called life. And you take it in as this thing called you. And that's why we're here today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you all today. I know that there's something called Sister Spirit. There's quite a number of our females who are there today, and we wish them well. They'll be back soon, I'm sure, with all kind of good stories to regale us with. So we wish them a safe and speedy return. And we heard about bingo. We're calling it Springo. You know what I'm saying? It's all springo. Let's go. But really, invite a friend and come on down. It's a great way to get introduced. We say just very little bit about who we are, and there's cash prizes, and it's really cool. Tracy and George call out the numbers. They're hilarious and wonderful, and they do a great job. So really consider coming. 4:30 doors open, 5 o'clock starts, and it is a gas. It's really fun. And it gets a little competitive. You know, Marge jokes a little bit, but she elbowed a couple people to not let them say bingo before her. I'm just saying. She was good, but she's fierce. So it's good. All right. And now we have Food for the Soul. And Tracy's going to come up and tell you a little bit about Food for the Soul. We now have 14 events happening. We want to get to 20 or more. And she's going to help encourage you to step on up if you want to. So let's welcome Tracy and George.
Hey. Good morning. So as Reverend Dew said, we currently have 14 events planned for Food for the Soul, and my goal is to reach 20. So next Sunday is the last day you can sign up to host an event. So I'd really like people, and you know, if you're not sure what to do, come talk to me after service, because there's all kinds of things. Anything you're interested in, we can turn into an event. I'm gonna have John Lloyd come up really quick and tell you what party he's gonna host, just to show how your own talents can be good events. You're all finished.
Greetings. Who can tell me what this is? Sundial. Who can tell me what coordinates this sundial only works? Here. Here, somebody cheated. They saw the notes. So I presented this last year at Easter, on Easter morning, and I named it a long time ago called Ascension. But this sundial works here. So I'm going to be doing a workshop for Food for the Soul where I will teach you all of the processes, the mechanisms, the tools, the materials, the finishes for you to do your own thing. And for the highest bidder, I will give them a pre-finished, perfected, mastered sundial face for you to garnish with your own accoutrements. I'm done.
Okay.
So you can say we have that event coming up. We have yoga in the forest coming up. My sister and I are co-hosting a watercoloring class. So, you know, there's going to be all kinds of events. But I do have June and July are pretty booked right now. August is looking pretty scarce. In September. So I said we want at least 6 more. My goal was 20 events. So if you come and see me sometime, you can go online and sign up. My phone number is in the newsletter that went out on Friday to everybody because, like I said, the dates are getting filled up. So I'd appreciate it if you check with me on your date. So just give me a call, you know, fill the form out online. I have forms on me if you'd rather do paper, and let's just look forward to a fabulous summer. And we'll get them all filled in by next Sunday's last day you can turn your party in, okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Good job. Okay. Does everyone know what a practitioner is? Especially the new people. Practitioners are people that have really studied around this process of mental equivalency or creation of your thinking makes your life happen. Well, we have a number of our practitioners today. Would you all stand up, the practitioners today? We have Steve, we have Suzanne, we have Susan, we have Bev. And we have many more. And these people are people you can seek out to help you with whatever you're concerned about or want to create in your life, because it works. That's why this has been 100 years ago. This whole kind of movement started internationally, and it works. Your thinking can manifest your existence. It's real. It's honest. It's good. And you get clean and clear about what you want, and suddenly you move into it in your own reality. It's beautiful. So seek out a practitioner. They're also in the prayer room afterwards to help you. So go back there for a little bit of quiet time with them. And I just want to encourage everyone to lean into understanding that mechanism. Okay? Sound good? All right. Okay. So speaking of our international movement, did you know we have in our midst Dr. Minckler? And he's not only our board president, he is the executive director of, as Ken would say, Spiritual Centers Intergalactic. So we are lucky to have him here. He's doing a beautiful job of creating this as an international movement with more energy and vitality than you can imagine. And we just had our international conference, which I was able to attend, a business meeting too, in Reno. And it was no gamble, because it's a sure thing. CSL works. But Ty's going to come up and tell us a little bit about it to connect us to this whole thing that we're all part of. So let's welcome Ty. Thank you, Ty.
Hi, good morning. So yes, Reno was fun, and I want to tell you a little bit about it because I think a lot of people don't know what it is. Justin Arbuthnot is our treasurer internationally at the home office, and of course a member here. And he's been involved in the movement for most of his adult life, decades and decades. And he was there, and he said he didn't know members were invited. So we have to fix that and make sure that people know that you're all invited. It is billed as a leadership convention. There's a business meeting component. But it isn't just for ministers and practitioners. It's for lay people who want to be more involved, want to make international connections, may want to learn how to be a better volunteer or board member, however you want to be involved. Get involved on the national, international level. So it is open to everybody. And let me just share a few comments that came back from our post-survey. What attendees loved most: connection with friends, colleagues, and new faces. First-time attendees in particular noted how welcomed and inspired they felt. Wonderful speakers. Reverend Dr. Sunny was our one of the keynote speakers for us, our spiritual leader. Music was appreciated. Breakout workshops were praised for their variety and depth. Sessions included the Indigenous Wisdom Workshop, Gender and Sexuality Narrative Workshop, Money is Spirit Expressed Workshop, Visioning for America session, and Collaboration and Belonging by Design workshops. So a lot of good stuff happens, and of course it all has a spiritual component. And this is different than and this happens every other year, and this is different than our retreat, which happens every other year. The next one will be at Sillamar, and I want to put in a plug for that as well. Sillamar will be on August 5th in 2027. It is going to be pretty big because it's going to be a celebration of our 100th year anniversary as an organization. So that's going to be big. And we already sold about 200 registrations already, so it's going to sell out. So when that comes up for sale, please don't hesitate. If you are interested, it's going to be really good. So related to that, I'm gonna put this on the bulletin board in the back. This is a little flyer for member council, who we are, what we do, and how to connect. There are 3 councils: a practitioner council, minister council, and then a member council. So if you are a member and you want to be more involved, connect. So you can look into this. They do a monthly Zoom meeting, and it's, again, another way to find out what's going on. Also, just to note, we have monthly connection calls, and tomorrow morning is one. If you're interested in that, you can go online and find out about that. That's open to everybody, of course, a Zoom meeting for everybody. And then just a plug for other things going on, Queerly Beloved Retreat is happening in Michigan in September 3rd. So I'll put this as on the bulletin board back there as well if you're interested in that. And that's it. Thank you.
So that's just to let you know that you're part of something that's really incredible for all of us. So it's good news. All right. So we have something happening every night of the week. Look at your cool program. Look at all the things happening. Monday, choir and manifesting. Tuesday, Recovery Dharma with some of our beautiful people. And Haiku with Alan. Wednesday is MBI, Mind Body Integration with Jeannie. Thursday is meditation. I'm not saying we're the coolest, but we're pretty cool. No, they're all cool. And then Friday's been Artist Way, Saturday's all kind of workshops we just had, and Sunday we're here. So the cool thing is all those things are really excellent. I joked about meditation, but they're all just so beautiful. So get involved, come and join us and be part of the movement. So the cool things are happening. All right. I did want to say too that part of what we do here is we recognize that we have to be strong for justice for people that need help. Absolutely. And we often message about that and talk about when there is a sense of inequality or a sense of hating or dividing or coming down on certain kinds of people because of their race or their color or their sexuality. And we are absolutely not about that, because we are about a world that thrives in harmony and works together and can sing. You celebrate who you are here. We elevate that, and we bring it together in a chorus of voices and expressions that is unsurpassed. That's what we need to do. And I want to say also that part of what makes us strong is our connection, not division. And we have joy in that justice venture. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. You don't have to be miserable and awful while you're fighting for what's right in our world. You can do it with joy, a sense of passion, a sense of belief. So let's take a second and connect with those around us and remember to see the joy and the fierce love within them as we recall who and what we really are and what we're really fighting for. That's what we're standing for. So let's feel that. And remember, we have a system that if you just don't want to be touched, you wave like this, and the other person waves. If you want a handshake, high five, fist bump, you do that. And if you want a hug, go two hands. But let's connect in the joy and strength of being a powerful community. All right, let's come back. Come on back, come on back. It works. I can't find the mallet. So we're going for the chimes today. Come on back, come on back. All right, you know what I want you to do right now? Take a big old deep breath in and feel what just happened to you. As Dr. Jeannie says, you just biohacked your brain. And you got to feel the real joy that is present always in every moment of our lives. Let that live in you. Let that live in you, because that is the light that we need in our world today. That is the great unifier. That's why we're here, okay? So you just did it beautifully. Take another deep breath in and just feel it. Let it be alive within you. It's beautiful. And another way to do that is gratitude. So remember, being happy and being joyful is not mutually exclusive from being fierce about standing up for what's right. You can do both in perfect unison. Always, in all ways. So let's feel these gratitudes, because these gratitudes are your gratitude, because we're all one life together. Okay, here we go. My beautiful family, the time we share, the love we hold for one another. The singing group, which sings here every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Please join us. You don't have to be a good singer. You just have to like to sing. That sounds like my cousin, the publicist, wrote it right there. That was good. I am grateful for my husband, and he is keeping together very strongly, even through losing his beloved dog, Frosty. His beloved dog, Frosty, got taken away. I keep the faith that Frosty will always be part of our lives together. I'm so grateful for the love and support I receive in this CSL community. During this time of mourning and death in the family, it comforts me and gives me beautiful love. I also appreciate decorated chocolate cakes with lots of flowers on them. I'm grateful that my needs are met, that women want to enjoy and join my group. I am getting hired for my expertise as an intuitive, and having healthy boundaries is healing my relationships. Isn't that interesting? It's wonderful. Cute animal videos. Who's a sucker for cute animal videos? I can't help it. I love it when big, strong, burly men have a little cat, and they're like, I didn't want a cat, but I love him so much. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's awesome. All right, new relationships. Our center and the parks in Tacoma. Here's a beautiful one. Feeling seen and heard. You come here and you get to be seen and heard. Absolutely. The beautiful music that's shared here. We're going to hear some of that from Becca and Pete in a little bit. And, of course, Benny, who graces us every week. The beautiful people. The spirits that dance around this center. May more of that beauty bloom all spring long. Beautiful. And now let's take another deep breath, and let's begin our spiritual service with the musings and the wonderful playing of Benny Yangco.
Welcome, everyone. It's a good opportunity to take the time right now to just pause. If you wish to close your eyes, you may close your eyes. Take in a nice deep breath, release it out. And settle into your seat. Taking just a moment to notice. Notice a version of silence. Soft music playing. Distant city noises. Rustling of people in their chairs. Coming inward. Maybe it's not so silent inside of your head. That's okay. That's a form of silence too. Maybe it's calm and quiet. No matter what the experience is, the beautiful thing is that God is there, Spirit is present. And it is an opportunity when we quiet the external world and quiet our minds to notice, to feel, to expand into that divine nature, source. And recognize that as it is everywhere and every time and every space, it is right here inside of you, outside of you, flowing, connecting, expanding, so that we are part of that web. No matter what, you cannot do anything about that. You are a part of it. And we come here to this center to collectively be a part of something greater. Connecting, expanding, flourishing, thriving as an individual and as a community. And for this, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the message that inspires us today from Reverend Jim, the music that uplifts us from our musicians, the connection with each person here who is here for a divine purpose. You are important and part of this community. So thank you for being here. So with immense gratitude, I release this prayer into spirit that is already manifesting the expansion, truth, and love that this center is. And so it is.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Will you join me? Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
So I have a reading. When I saw that the topic today was about silence, I immediately went to Helen Keller, amazing mystic. If you don't know anything about her beyond the movie about her experience learning how to read, look into her. She's amazing. And one of the inspirations for her was Swedenborg. Swedenborg was also a founder of Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes. There's a lot of his information in there. And so this passage is from Swedenborg. It appears as if the things which are in the world flow in through the senses towards the interiors. But this is a fallacy of the sense. The influx is of the interiors to the exteriors. And by means of this influx, man has perception. It is the interior man that sees and perceives what goes on outside of him. And from this interior source, the sense experience has its life. For from no other than this subjective source is there any faculty of feeling and sensation. And so Helen Keller wrote, in response to Swedenborg, who knows? Perhaps the limitations of the blind who have eyes and the deaf who have ears may yet be a means of carrying God's message down into the darkest places of man's ignorance and insensibility.
This is a little piece I wrote about tapping into that divine silence. And, yeah. Everything is always changing, nothing stays the same. The yin, the yang, ever exchanging, the nature of the game. I wonder what is my part. Do I have a rolling change, and where do I start? It's usually in that sacred heart space where I find what's true. Let go of the things I'm holding, make room for something new. There's room for something new. Receiving all of life, it's whole. Release illusions of control. It's not about deciding what to do or what to say. Let the Spirit lead us on. Get out of the way. What is your part? Do you have a rolling change, and where do you start? Tap into that divine silence every single day, and you'll find clues and signs and answers all along the way. Oh,
Becca and Pete. There'll be the lounge near you coming soon for spirituality, a new kind of lounge. That's awesome. Becca used to be the musical director here, and she's quite a talent. So let's hear it one more time for her. And now we get a treat of hearing Reverend Jim Boone. Jim is a force for good in this world. He has a ministry called Wevolve. We'll tell you a little bit about that. But I've known Jim for a while now, and to know him is to love him. He's just so good-hearted. He's so bright and capable, and he does our movement proud. And then we get to hear from Reverend Jim Boone. Let's go.
Love it. Holy cow, I got to slow down. Man, if you hang out around Drew, just around him, I mean, you start talking faster, and you get more energy, and you get fired up, and you get, yeah, the human emoticon, right? The human emoticon. Thank you for being here today. It's wonderful to be here with you on this dismal and dreary and dark and despairing and depressing day in the Pacific Northwest. Holy cow. Don't tell anybody how beautiful, how luminous it is this morning here. And it's always warm in this room for me. It's always a warm place for me. The energy here, the welcoming here, the people here, it's excellent. It's great to be here. But first, before we get going, before I talk about much, let's do a micro practice. I'd like to do kind of an aperitif, right? Just a little micro practice before I launch into this discussion where I get to do all the talking, right? So let's do this. So let's just sit, be comfortable. Hopefully you're already that way, but just kind of focus, get settled, get comfortable, and do something Reverend Drew has done already here today. Let's just take a breath in through your nose and out through the mouth, maybe, if that's comfortable. And be conscious about it, aware of it. Same thing, in. Chest expands, your body expands, your ribcage expands out, right? And let's let go into your body a little bit. You may be uncomfortable somewhere. You may have pain somewhere. You may feel great. Everything may feel easy. But let's just, whatever there is, let's just let it settle into itself. Let it be itself. Let that chair cradle you. And I'm just going to do a minute here. And let this experience of this minute just be whatever it is for you now. You can be in your thoughts. You can be in your body. You can be in kind of that in-between between your thoughts and your body and let them talk. You can let the monkey mind go. You can focus on silence. You can focus on your breath. But I'm just going to do 1 minute. Ready? Go. And that was 1 minute of your life. 1 minute of your day. There's 1,440 of those in every day. Right? 0.07% of your day. What would you call that? Anybody? Restorative. Opportunity. That's a great opportunity. Excellent. Anybody want to give a word or two of what did you experience? What was the awareness? What was the experience that God just had? Restoration. Restoring. Peace. Presence. All of that. What could you call all of that? That's a meditation. Synergy. Definitely. There are lots of things going on there. That's a meditation. And you define what a meditation is for you. It could be any number of different things. The Buddhists are gangsters with the meditation. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's Vipassana, there's The cemetery meditation, contemplating yourself as a corpse. They are true gangsters of meditation. But you can engage in any of those practices and be a meditator. And you may be a strong meditator now. You may have a great practice as a meditator. You may have no practice. You may have a great practice once and fallen off, right? But 1 minute of your day and you're a meditator. You could take it somewhere from there or nowhere from there. But just 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, and you're a meditator. I will tell you if I have ever regretted a meditation I have ever had, right? It's an investment of time and attention and energy, right? Since Christmas COVID, right? 12/26/2020, I've meditated 3,880 times, all right? Humble brag, I am bragging, it's okay. I'm proud of that, and I have not regretted a single one. 20 minutes twice a day, I have not regretted one. I'll let you know the first time I do. So let's just be open to whatever you define as meditation, I would offer. You define it. You could go to mind-body integrations on Wednesdays at 5:30. You could go to the mindfulness meditation, Thursday, 7 p.m., or you could just have your own practice whenever you want to have it, all right? So that's our micro practice for today. So the title of our talk today is Listening Beyond the Noise of the World. I am Reverend Jim Boone. I'm a Centers for Spiritual Living minister. I have a focus ministry. I am the spiritual director of a focus ministry called WeVolve. And what WeVolve does is it does match people who are interested in spiritual discussions, spiritual conversations, with ministers and practitioners who can help with those, or other people who have a talent in leading these conversations, who want to lead these conversations. And there's a specific setting that I think is a really great one for doing this, and that is in senior communities. So I'm talking about independent living facilities. I'm talking about skilled nursing facilities. I'm talking about assisted living, or even community centers. But what a time there is in your life. What a time there is in your life when you're looking at certain things, when your body is doing certain things. It is an opening, and it is an opportunity for all of us. Every stage in our lives has its own season, its own opportunity, its own particularities, right? But that time of life is a ripe one, I can say. And this ministry comes out of my experience with my mother, my final 3 years with my mother. We didn't know it was our final 3 years together, at least in the bodies we knew, but my mother's body was falling apart the last 3 years of her life, and she was in pain a lot, and it was very difficult. We went through that typical cycle of, you're living in an apartment, and then you're in an assisted living facility, and then you're in a hospital, and then you're in a skilled nursing facility, and then you're in a hospital again, and then you're back in a skilled nursing facility. Does anybody in this room have folks, people they love, that are in this situation or heading toward it? It's a great problem to have. It's a great problem to have, to be alive, right? And what I observed in this suspiciously timed part of my life, and I say suspiciously timed, coincidentally timed, because this was the 3 years of my practitioner studies. So it's about 3 years it takes of classes and working with other people to become a practitioner. And so I was experimenting on my mother during this time, right? I was playing with my mother this whole time. And she had some really interesting spiritual experiences in her life, and we don't need to get into the vast variety of experiences she had in her life, but let's just say she was a bit skeptical. So it was a great experience we had just having spiritual conversations over the final 3 years. And I spent a lot of time visiting her and trying to help her and trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out how to get better. And she, in this time, she did not decline and die. She grew. So there's always somebody in there that can grow, that wants to express, that wants to talk, that wants to be heard, right? And so this is the ministry, because I watched my mother say to herself, I love myself thousands of times because of this. She agreed with me that the universe loved her. So this is the type of experience. So if you have somebody you know that's in one of these facilities, or you care about somebody in these facilities, let me know. Let's see if we can get a program going there. All right? If you're a practitioner or a minister or you have some talent or you're motivated or you have a desire to learn how to deliver these things, let me know. There's some flyers in the back, right in the foyer, in the vestibule there. Grab one and just let me know. We'll see where it goes. All right. The title of the talk, again, is Listening Beyond the Noise of the World. And greeters, I do have a little gift to go along with the title of this talk. If you would pass them around. Listening Beyond the Noise of the World. So if it's too noisy here, if there's a few ambulances going by when you're taking Drew's meditation, or Thursday meditation, listening beyond the noise of the world, there's a little aid for that. There's a little aid for that. So the April theme that we're talking about here today is becoming who you are. All right? That's a nice kind of cryptic, big picture title. You hear us talk about a lot. Becoming who you truly are. And we're not saying you have no idea who you are, but we all are going somewhere. We want to go somewhere, and I think all of us want to tap into what's really within us and what we really want to become and what we really can become and how we do that. And this month we're talking about presence. That was kind of earlier in the month, and vulnerability and listening. So the kind of the topic today, the key word today is listening. And what I have for you is just an offer. I have just some stepping stones. I don't have any commandments. I don't have anything I'm telling you to do or I think you should do. I don't want to tell you what to do any more than I want you to tell me what to do, right? But there are stepping stones, and we're here for a reason, because the teaching, the ideas that you hear here are attractive. They are principles. They are things that can help us all. So I'm just going to offer some stepping stones today. And the basic stepping stones, I have 3 of them, are truth and discernment and direction. Truth and discernment and direction. So I checked this morning when I was finalizing what the heck I was going to try to say here today. And I looked in my copy of Science of Mind. I've got one, a Kindle edition now. There are 593 pages in that book. It's a lot of pages. Ernest Holmes, our founding teacher, our founding author, our founding philosopher, right, for Centers for Spiritual Living, and a prominent New Thought author and teacher. 30 books, 30 kind of full-size books. That's a lot. I mean, something like 300 essays and thousands of meditations, thousands of prayers, written prayers. That's a lot. I love ideas. I mean, if you like ideas and you like playing with ideas, you might want to think about being a minister. At least you get to play with it a lot, play with ideas a lot. But even that's a bit much for me. All right? So what I always go back to, I go back to what we believe. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Talk about what we believe. Since 1927, in every issue of Science of Mind magazine, which is I strongly recommend, there's a list of 11 things is printed, so they're there. And we talk about principle in religious science or science of mind or New Thought or whatever context you want to put it in, right? And this is a good summation of principle. And they are not commandments. They are not instructions. They are not, this is what you should do, this is the person you should be. But they are ideas to use as tools. Do they apply to your life? How do they apply to your life? Do you agree with them? We kind of have that as the Buddhists do. Come and see. Here is the things we have learned, boiled down to a few principles. They may be of use to you. Try them out. And so with this topic of listening beyond the noise of the world and becoming who you are, and allowing the silence, allowing quiet, allowing listening to yourself, there are just 4 sentences out of these 11 concepts, these what we believe, that I think are relevant here today. Just 4. The first one is, it's about God. It's about consciousness. The manifest universe is the body of God. Everything that is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. And I've gotten this agreement from Muslims, from Jews, from Christians, from atheists. Everything that is God. Atheists have beliefs. Some of you may be atheists. You have beliefs. So everything that is God. And the pretty easy follow-on from that is that, well, if God is everything that is, then God is some portion of us, or God is us. And so the next concept, the next sentence is, we believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us. And that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. So you are the one. That's kind of a paradox and kind of an impossibility, but I believe it's true. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. That's another one of what we believe. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Does anyone feel that you have a personal relationship with consciousness, with mind, with God? I do. I feel that. And what's specifically relevant today here, I think, and I quote this often, is that we believe in the direct revelation of truth, the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God, the God within you. That's something within you that is still when your body passes. It is still there. It is still present. It still exists. So, we're done, right? The truth is in you, right? And so all those thoughts that you have are all truth, right? All these voices in your mind, all these stories that circulate through your consciousness, they are all truth, yes? Not quite. Not the ones I mean, maybe for you, not for me. I mean, there are many voices in my head. There are many stories going through my head. There are many things. And so we're faced with a little bit of a problem, right? With all of these voices, with all of these thoughts, with all these concepts, all these feelings that boil up from our body that become thoughts, or whatever, whatever beliefs you have about how this awareness that you have is, what do you listen to? Which one of those voices is speaking the truth? Which one of those ideas, those concepts are true? And so that brings me to discernment. And I'll quote Ernest Holmes again. There is no medium between us and the universal mind except our own thought. So Reverend Drew is not the medium between you and God. He would never tell you that. I would never say that. There is no medium between us and the universal mind except our own thought. So if we have to make a choice and we feel we do not know which or what to choose, we must be still in our own consciousness and know that the Spirit within us knows which of these ways is the right and most constructive way and which will guide us. So it's there. We just have to find it, right? And what I don't have is the answers for you that tell you how you know that. Right? I don't have we're all different people, all manner of experience and trauma and blessing and experience and learning and knowledge and wisdom. We're all a unique construction, but we're all kind of made the same. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? But we do have tools we can use and learn. The tools I'm talking about are ideas. Tools I'm talking about are ideas. And so I think I would recommend get to know these tools, these ideas really well. Let them be warm in your hands. Let them be shiny from your hands using them, right? There are lots of tools. There's just being quiet, praying, meditation, visioning, sharing, journaling, writing, playing music, Becca, I'm sure. Do you hear things when you play? Pete, do you hear? Do you feel? Does life speak to you? Does God speak to you when you play? I don't have the talent, so I wouldn't know. I have to ask somebody else. You can read, you can hike, you can walk in nature. There's any number of different things. And there are some pretty easy ways now with technology. I mean, the algorithm is kind of a four-letter word in the way most people talk about it, right? It's either annoying or kind of disturbing, right? What the algorithm will bring you. If you're searching on the web, if you're searching on YouTube, if you're searching on any platform for podcasts, the algorithm will bring you up things that sometimes disturb you, right? Pet videos, right? Football season, it's pretty evident what comes to me. There's a lot of Seahawks stuff in my feed. If you pick that one video or that one gossipy thing that you see in your feed, what does it do? It contaminates your feed, right? But you can feed that feed good food. You can feed that feed. And you don't have to buy books. But there are names you can put into your feed that can bring ideas to you. You don't have to read a whole book. The ones I'm going to mention to you here, you might consider throwing in, could be helpful. And your algorithm might bring you others that are like those that might be helpful to you in snippets, right? So Michael Singer, anybody know that name? Yes, yes. Practitioner training. So when you're listening to that voice or you're listening to that story in your head, here's one you can do, and this is a Michael Singer trick, just one of the fundamental ones in his book, The Untethered Soul. Who's talking here? You speak back to yourself. Who is speaking here? In this thing that disturbs me, something, a recurrent thought, or this idea, is this where I want to go? Do I really feel this way? Do I really believe this about my life? Who's talking here? Sometimes the answer will be me. Sometimes the answer will be, this is my parent. This is society. This is something I've heard that disturbs me. This is something beautiful. This is a truth that I've read. This is the truth that I've heard. But who is speaking? Who is doing the speaking? And the other question that goes along with it is, okay, who is this person speaking to? Is this my younger self? Am I speaking to someone that I was but I'm not now? All sorts of tools, right? And this may not help you. This may be resonant for you. It may not be. But then there's Jim Collins. Anybody know the business author, Jim Collins? Just wrote a book, What to Make of a Life. And this is a brilliant person, spends a life studying case studies in business. Like, what are the things that make a business work and make a business fail? What are the, studying deep in the public records and what is known and the stock price and what the business did and what happened and what the results were. He has done this for lives. So people that have public lives that can be studied. And it's a beautiful thing, a beautiful book. I'm just reading it now. But people have cliffs and fog in their lives, right? Cliffs. You fall off a cliff. There's a disease, a diagnosis, a death, a loss, right? Something happens, you get fired. One of the pairs of people he talks about are what I did not know were friends. Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter were friends. They were political opponents. Both got fired by the American people, and both had extremely productive, giving, fulfilled lives after they were fired. Another name. This one you're not going to probably know. Nir Eyal. Anybody heard that name before? Nir Eyal. He just wrote a book called Beyond Belief. And it's about the science of belief. It's not about Ernest Holmes' versions of belief, although if you read it, you'll go, whoa, in a lot of places, right? I don't think this author is someone who is explicitly religious, but he is very into the science of belief, how it can benefit you. So one question you might want to ask is, why does this man, Nir Eyal, N-I-R-E-Y-A-L, why does this man, when he drives by a synagogue, when he drives by a mosque, when he drives by a Christian church, why does he stop and pray? He does that. That is his prayer practice. We have our prayer practices here. He has his. He will stop at a synagogue, a mosque, or a Christian church and pray. Why? Connection. But also, there is research that has proven benefit to prayer. And that's not separate from what God is. That's not separate from anything. That is the work of God. It's right in there in the title, right, Drew? Science of mind, religious science. It's right there. Another tool, Byron Katie. Yes? Rigorous self-inquiry? Yes, Byron Katie. Revelation about yourself, loving revelation about yourself, Byron Katie. Anne-Laure Lecompte. There's a name. Probably easier to remember the title of her book, Tiny Experiments. Tiny Experiments. She advocates not really focusing on goals so much, but run experiments in your life. What works? I want to create this. I'm going to do this, and treat it like a science experiment. What works? What doesn't work? What can I learn? What behaviors help me? What behaviors hinder me? So I would recommend that you find your tools, and you already have your tools. You know the things that work for you. You know the things that resonate with you. They strike a resonance within you, right? That word resonance. So that means resonance, in my concept of it, is you hear a sound and it reinforces a different sound, and the sound of them together is more compelling, it is more powerful, it is more beautiful. So that resonance, I think, is a good goal, right? Resonance, when you feel that resonance. So I don't have what's going to work for you, what your tools are to bring you into knowing your truth and knowing what you want to become and knowing that you can become it and having some initial ideas to set a direction on becoming that. But I do think you've had this experience. And I'm going to tell you a little story from my life. And I want to know if you've had an experience like this, right? Has anybody had God talk to them? Yes? A couple people in the room. Good, a few. Have you ever had this experience? So this is 30 years ago I had this experience. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I think it's an indescribable feeling that we can talk about, but it's really a feeling. It's beyond description. It's a knowing. You know the truth when it hits you, when it comes through you, when you hear it, when you see it, when you feel it. So I'm driving 30 years ago. And it's a particular time in my life. I was about to become a parent. And becoming a parent's a great thing if that's what you want, if that's what you need in your life. I highly recommend it if that's something that you're led to and that you love. But we were about to become parents in a different way. We were about to adopt. So we worked through fertility and all that stuff. Things didn't work out. No problem. Adoption's a great idea. But I had this sense in the back of my mind, this resistance maybe. Maybe it's just an old idea. And it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't a negative thing. I had this idea in my mind. I saw a little boy that kind of looked like me. I was a cute kid, you know. I saw a small picture in my mind, and I'm playing football with that boy. And it's a boy made the old-fashioned way, a homemade child, right? That's what our adoption manager said. She goes, you can adopt kids or you can have homemade kids. You know, it's kind of whatever, you know, you want to work out, whatever you have capable of. Both are good. Both are, it's like chocolate or vanilla ice cream, you know, it's just your preference. But I was driving, and this had been on my mind, and we were moving forward, and we had met and, you know, been to meetings and met adoptive kids and parents and families, and we were kind of into it. But this resistance was in my mind. I was like, is this really it? Is this really it? And does anybody have AirPods? Right? Anybody have ones that are noise canceling? Do you have any noise canceling headphones? Yeah? Have you ever you remember that sense where things kind of go quiet? You can hear the echoes of what's going on around you, and you're very aware of what's going on around you, but things kind of go muted. And a voice came to me, and it was not my voice. The voice said, Jim, I have plenty of babies to go around. Plenty. What I don't have is enough love for the babies that I have. And in an instant, I changed. In an instant, I released. In an instant, that resonance hit me. I knew that was truth. And believe me, I'm the happy father of 2 beautiful children. Could not be more beautiful children. That is what I'm talking about. So has anybody had that experience? Has anything ever hit you like that? Yeah. Sometimes, maybe? Yeah. Maybe. That's what I think our goal is. And so I talk about meditation. We talked about meditation to start. That's one great practice that brings you into that. Now, in a meditation, you might not have revelations. I have had them. I have revelations about my family, about my life, about myself, insights. They come. They don't come predictably, but they do come. I've had a lot of monkey mind, a lot of chatter. I've had a lot of drowsiness. Anybody have that in meditation? I've had a lot of that. I've had bolts of lightning, and I've had reminders. I've had little things that have moved me along that have come to me in meditation. So I highly recommend the quiet. If you don't have a meditation practice, come into it. So that's truth. The truth is in you. Discernment, you have to learn, I think, your own tools, and you have your own tools to know what's true, to know the truth of life that you believe in. And then direction. Direction is probably the simplest one, right? Just seeing and feeling and having a vision of what you want to become, the next thing you want to become. And everybody wants to become something next, right? Have we all arrived? Are we there? Whatever your life is like, there is a next thing you want to move into, a next experience you want to have, a next emotion, a next set of feelings you want to have. And you don't need a turn-by-turn map to get there. All you need is a direction. Has anybody been served by that in life? I've gotten lots of agreements when I talked about innocent path. You don't need to know, I do this, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, then this will happen, it will look exactly like this. Here's a picture of what it's going to look like when I get there. Has anybody's life ever worked out like that? Not mine. But I have had some great directions that have turned out in my life. I love the world. I love nature. I love the environment. I'm an environmental engineer in my business life, right? I'm still in it. It's a beautiful thing. I headed in a general direction. I wanted to become an engineer because my dad was an engineer, so I started studying electrical engineering. Okay, that was a general direction. That was not the direction I wanted to go. It changed, and luckily there was an environmental engineering school in the college I was at, and a fantastic school, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it. And it's been a great career, right? And with the ministry, with Wevolve, I have a general vision. I have no idea how all the different steps are going to work out in between there, but it's something that I can't not do, right? You have something like that, right? That you can't not do, that you would do regardless. A musician wants to play, I would think, right? You just want to play. Of course, you want to be a successful musician. You want to play lots of places. You want to fill up rooms. And you want all that stuff. But probably at the core of it, no. But probably at the core of it, you just like to play. You just want to play. So I sing that song to you. There is something you want to become that's next. You may know it. You may not. You may have a sense of it. You may not. But go into the quiet. Find ways to be quiet. Find ways to listen to yourself. And check your direction. That's all you got to do. That's what you do. I mean, if you stare at the map that's on your screen in your car, it's not going to be a really good driver, a really good safe driver, are you? If you look at it like, okay, all right, right? You just got to check it every once in a while. You just got to check it at the right turns. Let it define. Let it develop. Let it envelop you. So truth, discernment, and tools are the stepping stones that I hope are helpful to you. Your truth, who you are, who you will become, is here now. It's in your beliefs now. It's in the truths you know now. And the better you know them, the more clear you are about the way you think life really works, how all this stuff works, this reality and what you can create and how things come to you and how God will help you. It's all here now. All you need to know is get quiet and know and go. And so it is. Thank you.
Deep breath in, let it out. I took away several beautiful things there. One of them was that my mother heard that voice. She heard, have faith, at a very important time, clear as day. And she only told me about it because she was embarrassed because she thought, it sounds crazy. It's not crazy. You're listening in the quiet. And the other thing I took away was a new acronym for OMG, which is Original Meditation Gangsters. Put that in your algorithm. OMG. Original Meditation Gangsters, the B, the Buddhist, all right. Let's have our greeters come forward as we get to offer our generosity. And as we do this today, when the plate goes by you, put that energy in your own quiet of love into this field. Again, remember, Our sense of joy and love are not mutually exclusive from our sense of justice. We can stand up for what we believe in and stand fiercely in that love. So let's generously do that today. And Jim, thank you so much for that brilliant
Thank you.
talk. That was
Thank
really
you.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and we say our prayer together. Are you ready? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is.
Was that QR code the giving code? It's all right.
Thank you, Benny. It was beautiful. Becca, your music was fantastic today. Pete, thank you so much for adding your talent. And Susan, thank you for your gifts. And Jim, again, that was just wonderful. And here we are in noble silence together. So thank you for your generosity. So it is.
Oh, what a gift today is. If you choose to close your eyes, just notice. You are the observer. Taking a nice deep breath and releasing it out, noticing the truth that spirit is present. Feel it. It is here. Know the truth that you are connected, part of, an expression of spirit. And I know that we have the ability to discern that truth, each and every one of us. The tools that we need are provided just when you need them. And the ability to expand and grow is our nature. And so it is in this process that we heal ourselves, heal our community, heal the world, heal the universe. And that is a gift. The information today is a gift. And I am so grateful. So find that silence, and in the silence, the truth. And as I release this into the law, into spirit, I know that it is done. So it is.
I'm so happy to be here today. I would just like to share that in 1987, which is a little while ago, I was invited to be here when Dr. Jack Lamy was minister here, and it was the first time I ever heard the word uttered, Ernest Holmes. And it's the first time I was introduced to the concepts of science of mind, and it's guided my life, and I'm so incredibly grateful, and this space is so sacred to me, so I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm wondering if you might join me on this last song. I'm just going to sing something, if you'll repeat what I do, and we'll just kind of do that back and forth. We're going to take it a little bit slower than that. I hear the music down in my soul, down in my soul. There it is. I hear the music down in my soul, down in my soul. I hear the music. There you go. Down in my soul, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my own. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. Yeah, I got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Okay, now let's do this one. Because this is what we're doing today. And you stay standing because we're going to do it loud in a minute. But check this one out. I love the silence. I love the silence. Down in my soul. Down in my soul. I love the silence. Down in my soul. I love the silence. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Yeah, here we go.
Beautiful. Welcome home. Let's go make everyone feel welcome home too. Bless you.